Hello students, good morning. I'm your educator Dolce and today we are going to do the mechanism of hormone action in which we see how the hormones influence the functioning of other cells. So in the mechanism of hormone action, we will see that how the hormones bind to specific kind of receptors present on the target cells and how they influence or how they affect the functioning and the secretion of the target tissues, means how the hormone and the binding of hormone with the receptor influence the functioning and secretion of various product from the target tissue. Usually we are familiar with the three kind of receptors, that are membrane bound receptors, intracellular receptors and nuclear receptor, and the type of receptor depends upon the type of hormone which we are studying. It means if the protein is hydrophilic, that is it is a peptide or a polypeptide or a protein hormone that is hydrophilic in nature, like insulin and glucagon, the receptor for these kind of hormones are usually membrane bound receptors, means they are incapable of penetrating the plasma membranes, while the hormones like steroids and the iodothioronins, these kind of hormones which are capable of penetrating the hydrophobic type of plasma membrane, the hydrophobic phospholipid bilayer of the membrane, that are of any one type, that can be intracellular or nuclear type of receptor. It primarily the amino acids or the proteins or the polypeptides which are hydrophilic in nature are bound to the type of receptor which are present on the membrane, so are said to be the membrane bound receptor, while the receptor which are hydrophobic and have capability to penetrate the plasma membrane and are present in the cytoplasm or in the nucleus, and they have capability to influence directly the genes or the genome, that kind of receptors are nuclear, which are present in cells, so called the intracellular type of receptor. Now finally we are on the mechanism. Here it is shown that if the hormone is a protein, so the receptor will be present at the surface of the membrane. The hormone is FSH, that is follicle stimulating hormone. The receptor for that is present on the cell wall of the ovaries, that is ovarian cell membrane. As the hormone bound to the receptor, specific type of receptor, the response starts, means some kind of alteration starts, which leads to production of a secondary messenger. Usually the type of secondary messengers with which we are familiar, that are cyclic AMP and calcium 2 positive ions. Both these secondary receptors, they activate the some kind of biochemical reactions in which the GTP or ATP synthesis takes place. As we know, we are that kind of person which require a large amount of energy to undergo various type of physiological activities. For example, if we are going through the ovarian growth, we require some kind of physiological responses, some kind of peaks of some hormones, and we also require the ATP. All those requirements are fulfilled under the influence of hormone FSH, which itself do not do any effect, but it further further it is responsible for generation of some kind of secondary messenger. The secondary messenger is that which is mediator between the hormone receptor complex and the final effect, that is said to be the secondary messenger. So the examples of secondary messengers are the CAMP, that is cyclic AMP, or the calcium 2 positive ions. It is not a one step reaction, it is multiple step reaction. It constitutes many of the steps, but in your syllabus the main criteria is given as this. So if your hormone is a steroid in nature, it means it is hydrophobic, so it has capability to penetrate your plasma membrane, or it acts intracellularly. It means the estrogen, which is a steroid hormone, hydrophobic type of membrane hormone, it penetrates the membrane through the phospholipid bilayer in the cytoplasm or in the nucleus, wherever its receptors are present, it binds to those receptors and it influences the functioning of the genes. As shown in the membrane, here is the nuclear envelope, inside is nuclear plasm, and the receptor is present inside the nucleus. As you know, in the nucleus genome, that is chromatin or DNA is present, and from DNA via transcription mRNA is formed. mRNA moves out of the nucleus and it undergo translation for the synthesis of proteins. And I know that you are very familiar with that for our growth, for our differentiation and for the formation of plasma membrane, proteins are the necessary constituents. So ultimately we can say that the estrogen is the hormone which passes through the uterine membrane, then through the nuclear membrane of the cell, and it binds to the genome. As the genome comprises of DNA, the DNA undergo transcription under the influence of this hormone receptor complex, and that mRNA undergo translation in the cytoplasm to form proteins, and those proteins are responsible for further any kind of effect, any that can be tissue growth or differentiation. Differentiation is the process in which the cell or the tissue start to perform specific type of activities and it stop the divisions. That kind of activity is the type of differentiation. So in this chapter we have done certain kind of endocrine glands, their target organs, their actions, the hormones secreted by those glands, and ultimately today we have done the mechanism of action of primarily two type of hormones. First is protein and second one is steroid, based on the type of receptor whether present on the membrane or inside the cell. That's all for this chapter. Thank you.